Welcome back to the Back to the Future DVD commentary track for Episode 3, Citizen Brown. I'm Mike Stemley, designer.
Dennis Lenart was a lead choreographer.
Andy Hartzell, designer.
Eric Parsons, I directed this episode.
JD Straw, I designed and wrote this episode. So, we have the introduction of Jen here, Jennifer.
But a Jen unlike any you've seen before, sort of.
We had talked about
with the original
Jennifer
voice,
with better hair.
Oh, that was cool working with Claudia Wells, to get her
Absolutely.
back for this.
And the Jennifer character is actually a hybrid of two. There was originally two characters. There was Jennifer, and there was Tiff Tannen, the punk daughter of Biff. And along the way, as we streamlined things, the two of them got mishmashed into one character.
Yeah, I think Tiff was originally kind of like a broken Cyndi Lauper character, and then we kind of dialed her back to Joan Jett with Jennifer here.
Did you give me a Jennifer?
Yes, get him a Jennifer. Where'd that picture come from? We don't know. He's had it all
Marty's
along.
infinite wallet. We talked about this last time.
Yes. We assume that Marty has a wallet that players really just don't want to rifle through. That's not a rope.
Well, that's not...
Oh, great. Now what? Oops.
All new effects for the DeLorean.
Yeah.
We put the DeLorean through some abuse in this episode, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We're about to.
Well, your dorkness, my debt to society is paid. As for you, good luck with your car. Way to stick it to Big Brother. Just don't expect
Golf cart screams alt future to me.
Yes. I'm not sure when the first time golf carts were used in a future.
Screams nightmare future to me, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's true.
It screams my eventual future.
I think Claudia Wells was thrilled to be able to play her character as a punk. I think it's probably a lot closer to the real personality of Claudia Wells than the original Jennifer character was.
Very true. Yeah, she got right into that character, and she was super excited to be on the project. It was great all around.
Yep.
Did she just get crushed?
Oh yeah, and then the DeLorean fell on Jennifer, and
Oh, poor Marty.
Kick the tire.
So when we started planning this whole season, we told JD that this was going to be the fun episode. He got to be the lead designer for the fun episode, and he can talk to whether it turned out to be the fun episode or not.
Well, it certainly was quite an adventure designing this episode. I remember back when we were doing like the whole season arc, we had some really crazy ideas for this, including like time police and a time police precinct and crazy new Biff characters. But yeah, putting this together, it was really exciting to have to redesign the entire downtown, as you're going to see here. I mean, apparently in the movies they just put up new plywood and painted it, but it's a totally different thing in a video game to rebuild this place.
I love this town square. I'm so happy with how this came out.
Yeah. And basically, we started with the notion of, what would happen if Doc Brown, instead of doing science sort of in his loosey-goosey kind of way, sort of got guided by Edna into being a happy fascist, and sort of we wanted to make the super nanny state of the 80s, and so we figured everybody should be wearing polo shirts like all villains in 80s, all village,
We wanted it to feel kind of like a prep school too, so hence some of the uniforms, the Bureau of Discipline instead of police, and of course the demerits and everything. We just wanted to feel like if the whole world were suddenly a high school for Marty to return to as that slacker figure. But he gets to step up to the plate here, I think.
Another thing to point out, I think the whole first half of this cutscene, Myers modeled it after the first time Marty walks in.
Shot for shot, it actually, the first, in 1955 in the first film, yeah.
Now what's with the outfit?
It's
Thursday.
Yeah?
Polo shirt Thursday. You're out of uniform. That's a violation of civic.
So what do they wear on Fridays?
Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah, Hawaiian Shirt Friday.
Oh yeah, there's a line about it.
Actually, if they wear puffy vests, you know, if you just showed up on Friday, you wouldn't have gotten any demerits.
It's Coast Guard Friday.
Yeah, it's good.
Yes.
Doc's little golf limousine.
I
So
want,
ritzy.
I want one of these.
Biff?
We also really liked the idea of a completely neutered, you know, Biff. More so than the end of the first movie, but one is just like all of his impulses have been bled out of him.
And if you were thinking that Biff was a little sort of Alex DeLarge-ish, a little bit of that Clockwork Orange, yeah, we did cram a lot of references into this world. We really wanted to feel like a kind of an amalgam of all the dystopian futures that we could think of.
And we want the player to just long for that asshole Biff to come back out and to fly once more a complete jerk. Yeah.
Who thought of the comb-formist?
I did.
That's the best.
I actually found a clever salon name generator online, and I clicked through it for like half an hour.
It's hilarious.
Thank you, internet.
Problem?
You notice the buckets of soy mud back there? I like that little detail.
Don't even think about snitching on me.
Kind of the lard of the future.
I'm not,
Though this is really the '86, so it's not really the future.
Got me wrong.
So I think we spent a while on a different track in which Marty is trying to earn merit points in order to get an audience with Citizen Brown, and then all of a sudden we realized how much more fun it would be for Marty to be earning demerits. And to make the puzzles all about bucking the system rather than trying to conform to rules. I don't know why we didn't think of that right off the bat, but once we had that, a lot of this kind of fell into place.
I think we'd even tried to take it a little bit further at one point. We were trying to make it just really super difficult to get in trouble. I think that's still retained a little bit here.
Mom, knock it off, you two.
Now, you listen here, young
and once again, if the present's screwed up, that means that Marty's parents are screwed up, and you gotta fix something.
And so we're longing for his mother to become that alcoholic again that we all fell in love.
We were really flask happy in this episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
And flasks are a great thing in adventure games. I
It's
think we
brass
got
cleaner. I have
like
a
the
job
jet.
to do here, you know.
I just remember the original concept art of the town square of the courthouse being like 300 stories tall.
yeah, that's much.
I would have been okay with it, except we would never have been able to shoot it.
See it, yeah.
You'd never see the top 2/3 of the building because
Everything
wouldn't
would
fit
be
in frame.
kind of from an ant perspective.
Oh, I tried that. I thought about, well, if we just shot everything super low. It was terrible.
Look, it's okay, Mom. Get
Yeah,
a
it's
hold of
still-
yourself.
At least like twice as tall as the normal courthouse.
I like how it's sort of eating the old courthouse. You could still see the bricks and the windows underneath.
Getting obsessed with his monitors and drunk.
So this was the first time we got to have
Welcome to Soup Mo, where soup
his mother
Oh yeah,
as a
first
major
time Lorraine
character.
Yeah.
And we got
Oh.
AJ Locasio again.
Yeah, so AJ versus AJ.
Was that Jennifer?
So Leech was originally, of course, supposed to be Flea's character. Needles, right? And we even had Bob Gale was like, "This is clearly Needles. Just write him as Needles." And it came down to just we didn't have time to set up someone who could really do a good Flea impression, and we were worried if we let AJ do it, he would sound too much like Marty again. So we just sort of changed the character a little bit, but I think you get the spirit of it.
So sad.
Yeah.
Alt Einie.
He was supposed to have an eye patch, and I don't know what happened to that.
I know you fought so hard for the eye
The
patch.
compromise was going to be a milky eye with a scar over it.
Oh, right.
But
Yeah.
we didn't do that for.
Why not a robot? Like,
Oh yeah, robot paw.
Well,
yeah.
I gave up on the Robopop.
Nice invasion of the body snatchers.
Yeah, the way that came together.
Back! Down! Sit! Play dead!
In case you haven't figured out, Edna doesn't like dogs.
Sit.
This is good to pay off on that.
Einstein? Oh, if he bites me, you'll be in a world of trouble, citizen. Wait, I know that creature. That's right, he's my dog now.
Citizen, you
Oh, that was a weird cut.
Demerit this hooligan at once. I'll return this creature to
And if you play a Back to the Future drinking game with the word hooligan,
You can also do Look It Up.
yeah, look it up.
you want a visit from Citizen Brown.
And also, what the hell is that?
You can knock on my door anytime.
Hold it. We got
What I really do appreciate in this episode is how we amped up the double entendres and the sexiness here. I'm very pleased with that.
Yeah, I'm really glad that we still retain that chemistry between Jen and Marty. That was kind of like a theme we were going for, was to just sort of show that it's destiny they're going to be together. Oh, here's the guitar battle.
Any version of Marty and any version of Jennifer are still meant to be together.
Yes. Which is just kind of a little weird when you consider that there's probably maybe a version of Marty in this world, and he's
Yeah,
that's right.
in the game until fairly late in the process, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we had some fun plans for the alternate Marty and the possibility of bumping into him.
That was.
I think at one point he was undoing your progress.
Yes.
Yeah.
You would get demerits and then he would make up for it.
Some guys.
And then he was going to be taken in to see Citizen Brown instead of you, and you were going to have to do something.
Yeah.
Chloroform him.
Probably is it.
I got a better idea. What was it you called me? A square?
A girl's entitled to make a mistake, isn't she?
You know,
It's a little
for,
menacing at first.
For all the amazing work that AJ Locascio did as Marty, I'm going to call him out and say that he had a really hard time doing makeout sounds in the studio.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think we had to get a stunt makeout person.
I think we did.
Was it like an air makeout or was it like a hand makeout?
You sent someone in to.
Yeah, that's what we needed. We needed a.
It was a good
double
comedy show,
him
though.
Mouths and tongues.
You've gone too far, Jennifer.
What's the big deal? It's only hormones. Stop. We don't in this town.
It's like you're a different guy today. A way
Duh.
cooler guy.
I know this is going to be hard to believe. But
This was a fun scene. I thought it was a good character moment, and it actually came about as a necessity to break up the whole end puzzle portion.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What's a guy got to do to get in trouble around
Yeah.
here?
I think you're about to find out.
You, citizen.
It's too bad one of his alt name choices in this episode couldn't have been Judd Nelson.
Oh yeah.
I think he was one of the No, Judd Nelson was not one of the choices that we originally had.
18,000 Americans.
Along with Harry Callahan and all those guys. We had Bruce Springsteen, and we realized we couldn't use Bruce Springsteen.
Joe Montana was on
Joe
the list.
Montana was on the list. Yeah, Joe Montana would have been a great name. Dun, dun, dun.
We got the dogs as the statues, so that was
yeah.
kind of like changing history a little bit.
Yeah, we were.
But
we
that
were
persists even in the corrected time.
No, actually, it doesn't, because you end up.
Come in, citizen.
I love this space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Martin McFly, age 18, resident of Sector L.
There's some art design.
Lorraine.
I think Christopher Lloyd really enjoyed. This is when he got to really start doing some character acting.
Yeah, he really liked this
teeth
part.
into this.
Yeah.
Explaining the role to him in the studio was really fun. He's just really excited about it, and he has this way of just sort of putting up his hand to let me know I've told him enough. And he's like, leave the rest to me.
It's me and you, the other you.
And it was such a fun variation on the Doc Marty relationship. To getting glimpses of what we know about their relationship, but in a completely different context. And this scene was one of my favorites.
Impossible.
No, it's science. Your science, Doc.
Science!
Other world. The one you say you come from. Am I
He may be redeemable.
Very happy.
Or not.
Got two great sons.
sons?
Yes, and a fantastic wife.
Not Edna.
Not even remotely.
Come on.
And you're inventing. Jeez.
Married to Mary Steenburgen, for God's sake.
Anywhere in time. You're the luckiest guy in the universe.
There are no miserable people in my hill valley.
Give me a break. You don't really
My
believe.
citizens lead lives of order and peace. Nobody.
It's a nice little turnaround for his character.
Yeah, Marty just went one step too far.
Yeah.
You and Edna have got him all terrorized.
That's Mrs. Round to you.
Oh, nice shot of the American Gothic.
Oh yeah, we had fun with the art in the background.
We worked for over 50 years, my wife and I. Every waking moment devoted to ridding Hill Valley.
So who did this set?
Oh, this is all Dennis.
That's
Thank you.
Yeah, I do. I've seen it. They're just
Brian Gillies modeled it, though.
yeah.
Oh, I love the clock and the books on the desk.
afraid of the
And
concept.
how they make a miniature version. We just wanted that model. Originally had this plan for the same model that he always builds, Doc that is, inside of his office. That's sort of like he'd be able to track all the citizens of Hill Valley on this little map. Oh no!
Whoa, take it easy. Sit here.
And another knocked out senior McFly.
Found nothing. Somebody whacked me.
This
Eating
time
the
not
peanut
for-
brittle.
Take great
Oh, no.
incidents of physical violence in Hill Valley have fallen to virtually
We regress.
Can you tell
We
me?
regress George to back to his earlier peeping Tom days.
And his peanut brittle days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked that aspect where
But it can't be
They-
him.
George and Lorraine in particular have gone back to not just how we knew them in the first film, but an amplified, bad version of it.
Yeah, with it's
can't
with
understand
in the nanny state, they never really grow up.
Whoa, settle down there, fella.
You beat up my dad.
Now let's see if we can get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, let's.
I can't hurt anybody, thanks to
Of
citizens.
course, Biff never really grows up in any reality.
No.
Yeah.
Bad stuff.
Recording the Biff lines were also a lot of fun, especially when they would kind of come out of order and we'd have to switch between, all right, now you're nice, Biff. Okay, now you're mean, Biff. Okay, now you're back. And just actually switching back and forth line to line was a little weird, but
Okay, that's weird.
Kid Beyond
Get my
is,
dad's tape.
I think he totally did a great job at doing that character
Hey, Mr. Tannen.
and both variations of it in this episode.
Is that McFly?
There's some fun physical
This is
comedy
the
here.
preview of our Walking Dead game. Biff wants brains. This just always reminds me of Willy Wonka.
Holy smokes. What happened to him?
I don't know.
Well, here goes nothing.
He was a bad egg.
Gosh, man, did I do something wrong?
So this is a fun space. It calls back to the, of course, the speakeasy, but then also, if you kind of notice, it's set up very similar to Edna's original apartment.
The last thing I remember,
Instead of a bay window to look out, she's got all those monitors to look at.
I'm down here and you're yelling at me.
Fly?
There was a banana canister there in case anybody
Thought I saw that.
Strickland.
Oh, hi, Martin.
Give me
He's
the
getting the
tapes,
extra
Edna.
high, Marty.
Mr.
This is a fun room to populate. I wish we could have put more
Guest.
cool 80s things to ban, fun 80s things to ban into this room, but it has some clever stuff if you really look around, and even some callbacks to the movies.
Biff, those your favorite cigars?
Cubans.
So yes, you've got to get Biff to look at
Listen to me.
cigars, booze, and porn.
Oh, well, she looks pleased with that. Hit him again.
That'll work.
Mommy.
Tannen, get up, you useless slacker.
Come on, Edna, give the poor jerk a break.
She was supposed to kick him at some point.
I think we just couldn't work out the staging of getting her to cover that much
Mine's
distance.
as distractible as my husband's.
No.
Edna!
Doc,
Busted.
What are you doing here?
I came down here to investigate a troubling report involving Mr. Tanner.
Doc, you gotta stop her.
Silence!
Okay.
And now Marty will go away for the rest of...
Then quietly off to the side.
Surprised when I found my wife perverting my life's work. Is this what it's all been about, Edna? All those years? All our struggles to cure society?
The first time I read the script, this scene this cutscene in particular, and the whole scene in Citizen Brown's office were the two that
You wanted
totally
this just
sold
as
me
much
on
as
it.
I did.
Okay, yes.
Remember? If
And,
only we could tell someone
Christopher
to stay
Lloyd
off
just
the ground
killed
and
the,
so help us. They
the
would never tread
regret.
foot on a
Absolutely,
well-managed
yeah.
wrong again.
Yeah.
That's what Citizen Plus
He's been through
does.
He's...
times.
Wow.
Even the slightest of changes.
We will not have this discussion here.
But
Go home and wait for me.
How
Fine.
Doc Brown got his groove back.
The bold yellow font of Girly.
Girly Mag. I know. I keep noticing that too. If we could just go back and fix one thing.
Yeah.
What? We resisted the con?
Yeah.
It's the first time ever
Marty,
in a Telltale game.
Marty had the Wrath of Khan
Oh, he did?
shot at the beginning
Yeah.
of the game, so we only get one of those per
Twice,
episode.
yeah.
There's a lot of empty pages.
The only one you need is right here.
And this was a neat thing where Eric was calling out all the instances of the flux capacitor symbol. We had a fun time designing the logo for the city too. What I like about it is it's like at first it was clearly a victory pose with the arms outstretched, but as I looked at it and was writing the script, it started to turn into someone shackled up in a gulag.
This all kind of spun out of something that, very early in the process we noticed something. We noticed that the park in Hill Valley was a flux capacitor symbol and had been there all along. And makes no sense that it is, but that's cool.
No, just some production designer back in the first film.
Yeah.
It really set the bar. No, we had to be that clever.
We'll be furious, but who cares? We've got a time machine to fix.
And it does also, it's the Back to the Future eternal theme that nobody really changes. Everybody is they either realize their true selves or they don't, but they've always got it inside them.
Yeah, it's the notion that at some level the idea for the flux capacitor is still in his head, just kind of gurgling in subconscious,
I'm the guy who snapped
waiting for the right moment.
Because all I remember is a punk kid who thought it'd be funny to make me jump down a...
Remember when this scene had lawn darts?
Yeah. Yes.
What? The lawn darts were cut?
Yeah, we cut the lawn darts.
Oh. Yes, I do remember
Place
the
your
lawn
bets.
darts.
What the...
Hey, it's almost like we planned that.
Let's get out of here,
Einstein's like, yep, he's dead.
Because I'm the evil twin Einstein. I eat people,
Sorry I took so long. Biff came around and jumped me.
So the happy ending.
Again, everything's fine.
Whoa, wait, what?
Oh,
man.
Oh, man.
You never trust a high-backed chair turned away from you.
ruined in just a few short hours.
Where's Doc?
Oh, Doc. My husband is in a better place.
He's dead? Oh, no.
We've got everything under control.
Faceless guards.
I love it. Oh no, what's gonna happen?
She will lick the screen.
That's creepy. Well, and now stay tuned for episode 4.
Commentary.
Commentary.
Thanks for playing.
Of, Back
to the Future.
Yeah.